Hello and welcome. I thought I would create this video just to give you a look at the state of play at Games Workshop's web store of the Mechanicum range, because I've looked a few times and I've had a few comments, and if you're new to Mechanicum because of the plastic battle group set and the plastic miniatures that are coming out, and then recently at the Nova Open they've announced that they're going to be more, and they're going to broaden that range and the Solar Auxilia, and of course bring out Legion specific Space Marines in plastic, then I thought it would be a good time to do this. So where I would typically go is more. I'd go to Horus Heresy. We're going to go to Forces of the Cult Mechanicum, and we're just going to select Mechanicum for now. Gives you this banner of the new plastic range, and if we go to price descending, most likely will give you the units that are in the Liber Mechanicum army book. As you can see, there's quite a few that are temporarily out of stock. Just because it's temporarily out of stock does not mean whatsoever that there's like a plastic kit about to be released. Sometimes when they remove a product from the web store completely, that still doesn't mean that there's a plastic kit on the horizon. So take the temporarily out of stock banners, with a pinch of salt. More often than not, it's because they just have run out of those models. Some of these are resin, and they take quite a while to produce all of those resin parts. Sometimes there's an issue with molds, and they have to repair molds or create brand new molds for some of these kits. So there are a number of reasons of why they can be out of stock. So let's start off with the Acastus Knight Porphyrion, £447.50. I picked up my Porphyrion, my first one, 7 years ago in 2016. Well, it's December, so it's almost 8 years old now. It's getting on a bit. And back then, almost 8 years ago, we're talking almost a decade ago, that cost me £320. And I wouldn't mind spending £320 now. On the Porphyrion. Is it worth 447? Well, I know wages and things increased, but then again, so did everything else, like all your bills and your taxes and things like that. So, relatively speaking, it depends if you can get the most value out of this miniature. It's a very big miniature. It's almost as big as like a Warhound Titan. Does it have that sense of scale and intimidation and things as a Titan? No, it doesn't. It's a knight at the end of it. It's the biggest knight, but yeah, no close combat. Just got the 5 weapons. You've got the Magna las cannons. You've got either the auto cannons or las cannons, which are a bit tricky to magnetize if you want to go down that route. And then you've got a missile launcher that has Iron Storm missiles, or I think like anti-air missiles. But that's the Acastus Knight Porphyrion, and it is out of stock. Next knight, another Acastus sized knight, so same size as the Porphyrion. The main thing that it shares are pretty much like the legs and the feet and the actual body of it, but the armor plates and the weapons and the missiles and the mortar basically are different. I'm not a big fan of the pose at all that they've put theirs in. This is £416, and if you want to have a look at a cool pose, just type in Acastus Knight Asterius into YouTube, and you'll find my review. And I think I've done a better job with the pose. But yeah, this knight is mainly for Mechanicum. Like, if you think of Mechanicum, this is the biggest sort of robot that you can get for Mechanicum. It's got the twin heavy conversion beam cannons, which heavy conversion beam cannons are on other models, but I just wish that this particular knight had something, I'd say, more special, unique to it. And then you've got Volkite culverins, as well as essentially the Karachnos mortar shells. Again, another big knight. I picked mine up about 4 years ago, and I didn't actually release the unboxing for a year after, but I picked mine up for about 350. So it has gone up by about £60. But for some reason, just over £400 is a little bit easier to take than the full almost 450 for the Porphyrion. I like the sound of the Porphyrion's Magna las cannons. In terms of rules, you know, the heavy conversion beamers are incredibly good, and it's an all-out anti armor knight from afar, or anti infantry unit from sort of mid range. So they are the two biggest knights for Mechanicum. Then you've got the Mechanicum Cerastus Knight Atrapos, £234. A typical plastic Cerastus Knight Lancer sells for £125. So this thing is almost double the price. I can't see why we won't get this in plastic. The thing is it would need an extra probably 2 sprues minimum, because, you know, although the legs and the body are the same, you're going to have a sprue for all of that leg armor, maybe a different banner, definitely the carapace and the head, as well as those 2 weapons. But if they do create one, that would be fantastic off of that current sprue that they've got for the plastic Cerastus Knights, and I hope that they do price it at about the £120, £130 mark. That is also out of stock. Again, this isn't a precursor of it coming into plastic, it's just that they've run out. Mechanicum Karachnos Assault Tank, £158.50. Well. It shares exactly the same chassis as the Triaros armoured conveyor, and if this isn't released in plastic, then I will eat one of my Warlord Titans, because this to be priced at, they would probably price it a bit more than a normal armoured conveyor, maybe £65. But I would be very surprised if they only price it at like 60. That would be a very, very good outcome if they did, but it's going to share a lot of the aesthetics there, and a lot of the build. The extra parts are literally these lightning guns on the side, and just this this top armor piece with the Karachnos mortar. Everything else is exactly the same. The shock ram, the flare shields, the tracks. They can easily make this into plastic, and I'm looking forward to getting one for, you know, £60 or so. Then we've got a couple of more Mechanicum Knights in the form of the Styrics and the Megira. They're mainly plastic already. A Knight Paladin is actually £110 kit. So this is, 50% increase over that kit. I would like to see it all in plastic though. You know, they would have to have at least 2 sprues for those weapon options. Maybe they could squeeze in, you know, the lightning cannon for the Megira, if they keep with the same claw. So if they go for one kind of GG Siege Claw or something, but then have a different long range weapon, maybe go for the same head as well, and bundle them both into one plastic kit. I could probably see them doing that, but it depends how popular these Questoris Knights have been over the years, whether it's worth them bringing, you know, one plastic kit with both of the options in there, and whether they want to revisit the Questoris Knight kit. The Imperial Navy Avenger Strike Fighter, I'm not quite sure why that's here. It's not in the Liber Mechanicum army book as an option, but of course I would like to see more flyers in plastic. You've got the Mechanicum Battle Group, again, available while stocks last. It's been out for over 2 weeks now, and there's still plenty around, and you can pick them up at a discount. I'd like to think in my head that they've produced enough of those box sets, but it's still a great place to start. You've got, well, if you're going to maximize the unit size, you've got 3 troop choices and a troop transport. If you spread them out, then you'll have 6 troop choices and a transport. Anacharis Scoria, That is a character model. It's £109. It's resin. It's a very nice kit. I have a review of that one on my channel. So if you're interested in that one, go check that out. I can't see him come in plastic because he's just a character model. Now, the Terex pattern termite assault drill. I would love to see this in plastic because Solar Auxiliary can use them, Adeptus Astartes can use them. So this particular unit in plastic, yeah, it can be used among the different factions within Horus Heresy, and potentially, if they get the rules right, because they've had 40k rules for it before, can be used for Adeptus Mechanicus, possibly Sisters of Battle, possibly Space Marines. Not sure about Primaris, but yeah, seeing this come out in plastic for about £50 or so would be a nice result, and I hope that they do release it in plastic. The Mechanicum Thanatar Calyx Siege Automata. Now, this is a £103 kit. The plastic Thanatar has been announced, and I think it's at £63. So you are saving £40 getting the plastic kit. I would really like to see them bring out this particular one in plastic. I can't see why they wouldn't. Just change that plasma mortar and shock chargers with a graviton ram and the Solix pattern las cannon. I hope that they do release that one in plastic. Onto a couple of tanks. Yeah, they're both together. Now, I'm sure that they'll release these in plastic. This is the Mechanicum Krios Venator and the Mechanicum Krios Battle Tank. They're going to have the same plastic sprues for the chassis and the tracks. They might even share the same cogs as the plastic Krios armoured conveyor. There's a couple of differences, such as the Krios Venator has some armour plates, and it actually has its main weapon is a multi-chambered particle beam cannon. It's very cool, very Mechanicum, would go extremely well with the Triaros. If they make the Krios Venator, they should then make this Krios battle tank, and this one is of course armed with a lightning cannon, which is the same cannon that you'll find on the Questoris Knight Magira. The Mechanicum Vultarax Stratos Automata, excellent model. I would love to see this come out in plastic. I hope it does. It's £96. I could probably see it being released for about 50, 55. It's just begging for a plastic kit. It's so Mechanicum. I love this hunter killer kind of aspect to it. It's on my top list. It's like probably the top model that I would love to see come out in plastic, and I hope they do get one of these because they're a bit short on the old flyers and fast attack are Mechanicum. Archmagos Dracovac Archmagos or Archmagos. £83. I can't see him becoming plastic. I think he's going to stay as an expert resin kit. He's quite pricey now. I remember when he was about, close to £60. The Vorax Battle Automata, like the Thalax, I would love to see a plastic range of these. 3. You get 6. Now these are on larger bases. These are on the 60mm bases as opposed to the, I think, 40mm that the Thalax are on, and you only get 3 of them. But I could see a plastic kit coming out for these. I'd like to see one. They're a little bit odd looking, but they're very, very robotic, very Mechanicum. You've got the Mechanicum Domitar Battle Automata. This is in resin, and this is still, I say still only £64.50. Would be great to see that in plastic. I'm not sure how popular it is for them to make one of those, but it certainly would be a good contender to a Leviathan Dreadnought or just a normal Contemptor. Then you've got the brand new Thanatar Kavas Siege Automata. So it's right there, look, you can see it compared to the Kallax. They're both the same size, but just different weapon loadouts. And of course this Kavas, the new one, is in plastic. The Mechanicum Magos Macrotech Engine Seer, maybe I could see this coming out in plastic. It's out of stock as well. This would have been a lot of people's go-to choice for an HQ unit in lieu of anything plastic. Then you've got the Triaros armoured conveyor, which I've talked a lot about, and I have a review on the channel. And again, I just hope they use that chassis and all the sprues for the Karaknos when that's released. The Mechanicum Myrmidon Secutors. Now, this is a great opportunity for Games Workshop to create a multi-kit, both for elites and heavy support. They could have these as plastic, and you could build either the Secutors or the Destructors. I can't see why they wouldn't do that. At the moment, the Mechanicum army, sort of, at least in plastic, is lacking sort of like a small group of heavy support units or even elites. They're completely lacking with that at the moment. The Mechanicum Skillax Guardian Automata, again, not sure whether they'll go down this route for these. If they did, maybe £30, but I think those ones are quite low on Games Workshop's list. You've got the Thalax cohort. I can't say any more positive things about them. They're probably one of the best kits in the new battle group, and they're a fantastic replacement for the resin minis. So are the Tech Thralls Covenant. Yes, they're £47.50, but I think before a unit of like 10 of them were about £30-35. So it's nice to see them getting the plastic treatment. And compared to the resin kit, technically they do have more options because you've got different face plates and things. You can opt to have those bayonets on or off. So they're a welcome addition, and so are the Castellax Battle Automata Maniple. Now, the downside of this is you only get one of the two sort of special weapons, unless you want to go all Malta, unless you want to go full Mauler bolt cannon, and also you're getting two, so you have to buy them as a pair when the unit profile is for one. When they were in resin, which they were probably £35-40 each. At least you could buy one in a specific weapon option, specific loadout. Now you're kind of forced to pay almost 50 quid to get a pair every time. Now the Mechanicum Knight Morax with Volkite and with the lightning locks, they are fantastic models. They're mainly plastic, but like the carapace and the weapons and the armor plates are all resin. I would really like to see these in full plastic. They are fantastic kits anyway because they're CAD and they're really well designed and they go together lovely. Yes, they're £46, but they're a bit of a project and you really enjoy building them. But yeah, like the Atrapos, full plastic would be great. Now, the Ursarax, again, these are one of my top ones that I hope they release in plastic. Fast attack, got these big jetpacks on them, £45 for 3. Would like to see them in plastic for about 35 maybe, at a push 40. These could do with a plastic offering. You've got the Campaigns of the Age of Darkness, the Martian Civil War. I've spoke about that. That's the brand new book that's coming out soon. Then you've got the Secutari Peltas upgrade set and Hoplites upgrade set. I'm not sure about these. I don't know whether Games Workshop will go all in and give us sort of troop choices for the Titan Legions. It would be nice, but the only kit they can really kind of bounce off of, unless they're going to make brand new kits, is the Scutarii. And, that's one of sort of Forge World's strengths, was to create these little upgrade sets, pieces in resin, so that you could just apply them to the current plastic kits. It meant that your unit of 10 Peltas would have cost you most likely about £50 or more, but I can't see a full plastic kit coming for those to combine them. You've got the actual army book itself, the Liber Mechanicum Forces of the Omnissiah. You've got the dice. You've got the new Archmagos Prime, which, yeah, I'm still not 100% sold on. I think it looks very 40k. It might be the colouring that they've used for him, but this is our main plastic HQ choice that we've got. You've got the Titan Tech Priest engines here, out of stock. Again, that's usually for your Titan units and things. And then you've got some weapons for the Knight Moraxes, the Graviton gun and the conversion beamer. Well, one of those Moraxes armed with 2 of those is very, very deadly, but it's important to note that they're out of stock. So there you go. I just wanted to give you an overview of the Mechanicum range with my sort of experience with Horus Heresy and with resin miniatures, because I do own a few of these, and my experience with the plastic miniatures as well. I hope that's helped. As you can see, there's a lot of Mechanicum that's in resin that's out of stock, which is not the best place to be when you've just released all of the plastic Mechanicum. But unfortunately, if we had a bigger overview of the Games Workshop web store, we would see that that's the case for Space Marines and Titans and all those kind of things as well. So it's not just Mechanicum that are suffering with this stock shortage. What do you guys think of Mechanicum? If you've got any questions, put them down below, put them in the Discord. Take this opportunity to write down what your favourite Mechanicum mini is and which one you'd like to see in plastic out of all of these that have been shown, or would you like to see something brand new? Because we haven't seen anything brand new other than the Archmagos Prime. It'd be good to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Omnissiah protects.